Hello, my name is Neil James. I'm very pleased today to be part of an event celebrating the 30th birthday of the Plain Language Association International. I've been involved with this organisation now for almost 20 years and have been delighted to see it evolve from what was initially a more informal network into a truly international professional association promoting plain language and the public benefits that it brings. It started, of course, as more of an informal network with Cheryl Stevens and Kate Harrison-Whiteside in Canada, establishing a network of practitioners, running some conferences and events, having a newsletter, experimenting with technology through the listserv, the then innovative Yahoo listserv, which animated so much early discussion between practitioners around the world. But of course, no organisation can really continue if it relies long-term on one or two people to run it. So it was important for Plain to evolve as an organisation and do a number of things that are not terribly kind of sexy to talk about, but are incredibly important. It needed to become a legal entity. It needed to establish a board, have an annual audit, an annual report, be incorporated, in this case in Canada, as a non-profit association. All of those things are not very sexy, but they are incredibly important for the accountability of an organisation to its members, to make it more sustainable, but above all to continue to achieve what it sets out to achieve. A few people worth mentioning in that process, presidents such as Christine Mowat, Bill Lutz, Deborah Bosley, who really drove a lot of that, and Ruth Baldwin, the Secretary-Treasurer for many years, and people such as Nad Rosenberg, Robert Linsky, who were instrumental in administering the website, updating the website and the brand of the organisation. All of that structure meant that it can continue to achieve in its second decade as a network, but also promoting plain language and the benefits that it could bring. It was able to strengthen its awards. It was able to support the development of standards through the work as a founding member of the International Plain Language Federation. It was able to update, for example, when the Yahoo listserv via email was becoming a little bit long in the tooth. Through, again, the innovation of Cheryl Stevens, was able to take over the LinkedIn discussion group of 20,000 plus members as a way of reaching and promoting plain language by reaching practitioners and professionals right throughout the world. And of course, becoming more professional in itself by starting to engage, moving beyond being entirely voluntary, run by voluntary board members, to engage professionals to do some of this work. Moving then into the third of its decades, it was time to raise the bar yet again. And something else that is not very sexy, but it is very important, some strategic planning, a major strategic plan, which has become the kind of guiding framework for the organisation in the last decade. And there were two themes really in that strategic plan. One was to increasingly strengthen the international nature of the organisation, bring in members from more countries, more languages, promote events, advocate for plain language in parts of the world where it was still less known. Having a conference in Graz in Austria, for example, really helped to raise the profile on that part of the world. Supporting the events in Chile when the first international seminar was held there. And related to that, of course, increasing the benefits that members enjoyed as a result of being part of Plain. Increasing the publications such as the Plain e-journal, which became really the first plain language publication to, as a matter of course, publish in dual languages when somebody wrote a contribution in their own language as well as a translation in English. Having that framework, having that plan, staying true to its origins and its goals, But it's been a decade, in the third decade, of continuous growth, continuous development. Another paid position in communications and in the journal editing. Evolving as a professional organisation, working with a growing number of professionals in the plain language world to promote the public benefits, the very public benefits that plain language delivers. So happy 30th birthday. I'm very proud and feel very privileged to have been part of this journey across those first 30 years, and I look forward to what the next 30 brings. Happy birthday, Plain.